Well, don't adjust your sets, everybody. We are back. Austin Price is back after 2 years. We put him in the teacher's corner over there, principal's corner for 2 years, and now you're back.
I was gone for 2 years because VolQuest was part of the Vol Network contract, and they were at VLT. And right when I was allowed to get out of purgatory, you came back to VLT. So it's almost like, the last 2 years never existed.
It was an odd deal. But
the only positive was we added Chris Brown to it.
Chris Brown is with us. We stepped it up over the last 2 years. The show's been the best it's been the last 2 years, I'll promise you.
The best.
Chris is back. And these guys got to talk with you not on the show. Jason Swain is back. First, here's the thing where I want to start on this is my 30th football season covering Tennessee football.
Wow.
And in 30 seasons, I don't know that we've gone into a season where I don't know what we've got. Because I don't know the players because of NIL. Is that why it is?
I think in today's world, this is something we have to get used to. We have to get used to every year being able to kind of evolve with what's going on with the NIL world, Swain. I mean, people in today's world, they're unhappy and they want to move on quickly. We have to embrace this team. We have to see what they can do. New quarterback. I don't think we thought we would be in this position, but here we are. We have to see what we can do. Syracuse is coming to play, and I think that's going to be something that happens really quickly.
Yeah, it's a combination between NIL and the transfer portal. Joey Aguilar is here because of the transfer portal, because Nico decided to leave when he did, and so you have an unknown player there at quarterback, and then you have a lot of young players on offense and defense.
Yeah.
Because of the transfer portal, guys didn't get the money they were looking for. They wanted to move on, and now you're playing the younger guys that you have invested in through NIL.
What's funny is I remember the day years ago, this is how much older I am than you guys, where free agency was, Reggie White was a big part of that. Free agency in the NFL, it was like, what is this? People get to move, people get to go to other teams, they get to maximize their earning potential. And that was one thing. But when you get to college athletics now, we had a time where you guys played where we got to know you guys. Yep. Every year you came back, we knew who you guys were. We knew who Swain was. We knew who Chris Brown was. And now, Austin, we're at a point where we don't know who some of these guys are out there because they just got here.
Well, I think the common fan, which would be like my dad, I always like to call Craig Price the common fan.
Right.
Like he will learn about this team as the year goes along. What you saw, though, this offseason was a change of philosophy. Tennessee, they sprinkled a few portal guys in, but they like their young guys. They have invested a lot in NIL in their younger players.
Okay.
And so the change of philosophy was, hey, let's not cover those talented guys up with somebody at another school who may have experience but isn't as talented.
Yeah.
Let's push those guys in the deep end and make them swim. That's why you have to lean on your veteran guys that have been here for a few years. You've got a couple of six-year guys on the defensive line. You've got a guy like Arion Carter who's a 3-year starter at linebacker. You got to lean on those guys and then hope that those young players that you have a lot of faith in, that have a lot of talent, really pick it up quick. And if that happens, then you're probably a more talented football team than you were a year ago.
Okay, so for you two guys, and I've said this 1,000 times, you two guys who have worn the uniform, how much does it change the whole player development thing? Because player development takes some time. And if sometimes you don't have time. I mean, listen, I don't want to keep talking about Nico, but Nico got to the point where he had the one kind of, transitional year, was about ready, we thought, to be good and be worth what he wanted. But then he left.
Well, we can use Jordan Ross as an example. I mean, he admitted that his freshman year, he could have used it a little bit better.
Right.
Well, before that redshirt year, you had time to kind of chill out, relax, because you knew you weren't going to play and possibly be ready to go your redshirt freshman year. You can't do that anymore. You got to be ready to play now. There's not time for you to be young, which is what Austin was saying. Like, they made it a point to play younger guys and get those guys in the football game. So when you get here, you need to be prepared to play. You need to be an early enrollee, so that way you can get a head start. And there's no more sitting, waiting a year to have opportunity. No, your time is now.
I think Coach Heupel's buying into the guys that he recruited. Going back to your point, Austin, like, he believes in who he's recruiting. And I think he's putting all his chips in those guys and sprinkling in one here, one there. But guys that have been here for a while, he's wanting them to be, and he's wanting them to show, and he's wanting them to play, because those are the guys who he went after. And he wants them here. This is year 4, year 5. Like, those guys need to play. I think that's important.
It was kind of funny to me as a guy like Arch Manning. Okay, I mean, here he is, the leader in the clubhouse for the Heisman Trophy. Hadn't played a game, but he's the leader. And I think a reason is not because he's just a good football player. His family understood, the whole family understood the value of player development. of going through process of taking 2 years, sitting behind Quinn Ewers, learning, and now he's ready to take wings.
I don't disagree with that. Again, that's some experience because the Mannings have got
Because the
years and
family.
years
Yeah.
of doing this. I do think it's easier to keep young kids engaged. When you two were playing, if you were redshirting, you were redshirting. Now everyone can play 4 games and still redshirt.
Yeah.
So like, there's something to kind of get energized to be like, okay, I get to play these 4. So like, when you're playing an ETSU or a UAB, not to knock ETSU or UAB, you're going to have a chance if your team gets out there and gets a lead as a young kid to play in the second half. So I think it's easier to stay mentally involved and not mentally check out, maybe like it was 20 years ago because of that.
And I think to that point, not to cut you off, to that point, those 4 games mean something in your monetary value going forward.
See, here you go.
But
Right.
put something on tape.
That's
This
just
is
what
want
it
to
is.
leave.
That's what it is.
This is the new age of college athletics,
Absolutely.
to your monetary value.
That's what it means. I mean, those 4 games mean something. So you're putting film on tape, right? Like, so when you redshirted back in our day, you couldn't play. You couldn't do that. Nowadays, you can go against a team, up, down, big, whoever it is, and you go, and you can put that on film. And now it's like, well, man, I played 4 games last year. Look what I did.
Before you didn't have the 4 games, and if you were redshirting, you didn't even travel.
You couldn't do anything.
Like, so it felt like you wasn't
Lost a
a
year.
part of the team.
Yeah, you lost a year.
You wasn't part
Absolutely.
of the game plan.
Right, absolutely.
It felt like you were on a different
Schedule,
different planet.
a whole different schedule.
And you
Yep.
were not engaged, so guys were disengaged. They would go out and do their thing
They worked
on a
out,
Friday
you
night.
know, like they worked out. So like we would be going and practicing and doing whatever, and these guys are staying back working out.
Yeah.
So they got so much more time in the weight room, being able to do different things.
Who's the guy back then? I remember if you
Gerard
read-
Mayo is a
Okay,
perfect
go.
example.
There you go. There you
Gerard
go.
Mayo is a perfect example of came in the same year as me, 2004, was able to sit back for 1 year and just watch and learn. You had Kevin Simon, you had Kevin Burnett, you had John Poe,
Omar
you had
Gaither?
you had Omar Gaither, who played a long time in the league. You had guys who had been here for a while. So Gerard Mayo was truly able to sit back for a year as a 5-star dude
and sharpen his axe.
and sharpen everything.
Yep.
So that next year, Gerard Mayo was able to come as a redshirt freshman and ball out because he was able to sit back that first year and watch everything.
Okay, but here's the deal. So when Gerard Mayo was here and he comes in, he's highly recruited, he doesn't play. He didn't like it.
He didn't like it, but here's the other deal. I was a not highly recruited guy, and I played, right? So I think there's a difference as well. Is Gerard Mayo knew like playing right away for him wasn't it. To me, that was all I had to do. I had to play right away. I would get lost in the shuffle. Back in the day, if you were that high recruit, you could afford a red shirt because it was different.
You didn't want to burn your red shirt on just playing special teams either.
Absolutely. That was a whole different story.
was
I
the
do
whole
remember
thing.
that. Anytime you'd have an injury, the whole conversation, the whole week would be, is he going to have to play and burn the red shirt?
Yep.
You're going to lose the red shirt?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was real.
Okay, we got to take a break. Here's what I want to do when we come back. We got a great player in studio tonight to get us started. But when we come back, I want to talk specifically about positions on this team. Where do we feel good? Where do we not feel good? All of those things when we come back in the Food City Locker Room presented by Garza Law.
A beacon of hope in a world of high prices. Look to the skies, Knoxville. Super savings is here. Right now, get 0% APR, 0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on select models, plus 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance during our Super Summer Sales event.
And don't forget about back-to-school service savings on mobile, pickup, and delivery.
Come see the Super Dealer today at either Ted Russell Ford location.
Hi, I'm Laura Ash. I'm a State Farm agent here in West Knoxville. I love to serve all of East Tennessee for all of your home, car, life, and business insurance. If you need anything insurance related, give us a call at 675-0888.
I'm Tennessee basketball player JP Estrella. Let me give you a tour here of the offices at Knoxville Smiles. Dr. Costa is placing implants with a robot, and it's all done digitally. There's no guessing with this since it's all robotic. Dr. Wilco is the newest addition to the office. He loves to research the latest and greatest in technology, so the other doctors go to him for the newest product information and techniques. Dr. Malone is building teeth in the mouth. To him, cosmetic bonding is more like artwork. He does this without cutting your teeth down. It's all about building them up. Guys, we still have a problem. Do y'all have a bigger chair?
Brought to you by Food City. It's the Ask Coach Heupel Show.
Hello, and welcome to Ask Coach Heupel. I'm your host, Josh Heupel. Glenn asks, Coach, how does one join the Vol Navy? It's a great question. Well, Glenn, you don't necessarily need a boat. You need a friend with a boat. Always arrive with beef, fresh cut by a Food City butcher, and you'll be welcomed aboard. This has been Ask Coach Heupel. With me, Coach Heupel.
We're at the official tailgating headquarters of the Vols, obviously Food City, your official tailgating headquarters. Whether it's Tennessee and Syracuse and Atlanta, you're still going to have a tailgate, or whether it's ETSU or Georgia. Place that order online, foodcity.com. They'll have it ready for you. The official tailgating headquarters of Tennessee Athletics, and that is Food City. Okay, welcome back into the show. Mark Packer along with Austin Price, Chris Brown, Jason Swain down there. Before we continue the conversation, let's go quickly. You had a chance to sit down with the head ball coach.
Yeah, we have an exclusive one-on-one interview coming up tomorrow on VolQuest. You can check that on the VolQuest YouTube channel. A chance to ask the head coach about Joey Aguilar and what he brings to the table. You look at Joey; he's went the JUCO route, much like yourself.
I can appreciate. How much do
you draw a little correlation there? I know it's not the exact same path, but I mean, he's still a guy who kind of, has overcome and persevered.
Absolutely. When I first talked to him, I did talk about, my experience and my route inside of college football, and everybody's is different. But, there's some similarities to the things that he's had to go through. And Joey's a great teammate. From day one when he first got here, his ability to connect with our guys, hang out with our guys, and as he's gotten on the field, his ability to lead those guys has consistently grown, and I'm really excited.
So there's yet another, maybe the greatest example of what we're talking about, in the sense that here's a guy that's the quarterback. We did this trade. We sold your used car. We took your used car. He comes from Appalachian State, makes a stop on the West Coast just to see the beach, and then comes here. We have no idea what we've got, Swain.
All you can do is look at the Appy State film and watch him against teams like Clemson. Know that he has the it factor to rally the troops and come back in a big time game. He did that at North Carolina when he was at Appy State. But there's interceptions. You don't know if it's a talent, if it's a system. Yeah. But we do know that Heupel has done this once before with Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker. So you don't know, but Heupel has a history of taking guys like Joey Aguilar and having success.
I think kind of to Swain's point, Coach Heupel's history of taking these guys has paid off. I mean, Hendon Hooker was at Virginia Tech and was able to come here and just literally proceed and move forward. Joe Milton, same thing. So it kind of goes back to what you talked about earlier, Austin. He's betting on the guys that he knows and that he wants to put all his hay in the basket with. And I think that's just super important in a confidence factor for your team as well. If your coach, who's been here for a while, has always brought in these guys and they're always hitting and they're playing in the league and they're doing things, who wouldn't want to come here and play?
When you watch the film of Aguilar, he kind of looks like he fits Heupel's system, because to me, Heupel's system is what Heupel brought in here. It was the high tempo, up tempo stuff. And I understand you got to coach who you got and you got to coach them the way you can coach them. Obviously, they got away from that. Is it more the personnel, or is it more that everybody figured out what he was doing? I think, and started faking injuries.
Well, I think in part they started to adjust, like in what they were willing to give Tennessee, which is, hey, we'll just let you run it, and then once we get down inside the 20, a lot less field to cover and shrink it up. I think the wide splits help him with the interceptions. I think that helps him, the ability to run the ball. This team will go as far as Joey Aguilar and the receivers take them. I think they're as good, if not better, at every other position than they were a year ago. Those two, you just don't know, because you've got a bunch of kids who have not played at receiver, and you have a quarterback who's not played in this league, in this environment.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out here, just for the fan base, because it's like this over-under number in Vegas, for whatever it's worth. It's 9.5. Nico leaves, it goes to 8.5. Nobody has any idea because of so much change. And then Austin says better at the line of scrimmage than they have been. You feel that way?
They can be, yeah, absolutely.
Offensive line, I mean, you go and watch the offensive line. These guys are getting after. Defensive line as well. I think start with the left tackle. Let's call it Lance Hurd last year didn't live up to what we thought he was going to be. I think he's finally gotten healthy. Watching him practice, you can see his health being a lot better. And I think the guys that they've surrounded him with in the portal are going to help him out. And at the end of the day, I think Coach Heupel, we need to give him credit for being able to adapt these last few years with what he has and who he has on the field.
Don't tell any defensive lineman I said this, but
There's one sitting right over there.
He's giving you the side eye right now.
I was surprised that Tennessee's offense ran the ball as successfully as they did during the 2 scrimmages that I saw this fall camp.
There's a challenge.
So that tells me this offensive line has a chance to be better than last year.
Our guests didn't like that.
So let's do this. Let's go ahead. I don't know if there's first show of the year. Let's go ahead and bring in Dominic Bailey, Tennessee defensive lineman. Okay, he's smiling already. He's laughing about it.
You like that.
Do you accept the challenge that Swain just threw out there that you got dominated?
He was a wide receiver.
I didn't say all
wide
that.
receiver. Wide receiver, remember that.
What you got for us?
I accept it. They did have a good 2 scrimmages, but I wouldn't say they dominated us. They had a good couple big runs here and there.
Okay.
You know, Dom, what's been the biggest difference? Obviously, you had some guys leave. You have some guys coming back this year, but you being a guy who's been here for a while, knowing the system, young guys coming in, how are you guys preparing for Syracuse, and what's been kind of the thing that Rodney Gardner's pushing to the forefront for you guys that you need to execute?
Just us getting like the young players ready to play, because we lost a couple people like Big O, Omar, James, lost good like factors on our D line, but just pushing the young guys, helping them learn their plays, getting them ready to like actually step on the field and contribute, because it's a long season. You never know when your name is gonna get called.
Yeah.
So you gotta stay ready.
Tom, you heard me talk about the young guys in the last segment. You're talking about the young guys now. Give me a name or two that you think is ready to ascend to where, by 1st of October, everybody's going to be talking about that young kid who maybe they didn't see last year or did not know.
Marion Dye, Ethan Utley, and Isaiah. I think that's 3 of them that's really going to take a step to where everybody, all the fans are going to know their name by the end of the season.
Okay, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to send Swain over there for the Food City player perspective. If you want to wring his neck, that's fine. He deserves it. We'll do that when we come back on the other side of the break on the Food City Locker Room presented by Garza Law.
Yeah. Hi, honey. I know you're super busy right now, but I ordered some ribeyes and a few other things for curbside pickup at Food City. Can you grab it on your way home?
Sure thing, hon. Gotta run.
Got a lot going on? Try curbside pickup at Food City today.
At Glass Doctor, our trained specialists are experts at fixing foggy and cracked glass.
Looks great.
You're all set. What we can't fix is your view.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
What's the #1 home improvement project you can do for your house? Install an Aqua Clear water system. If you see one of our blue and green trucks coming down the road, we're on our way to help another Tennessee family get better water. With over 3,000 5-star reviews, you owe it to yourself to find out the quality of the water your family's drinking, cooking, and bathing in. Go to our website, aquaclearws.com. That's aquaclearws.com. We'll change your water. It'll change your life.
Do y'all remember how much fun we had finishing on the field inside Neyland Stadium for the Covenant Health Knoxville Marathon? I've got some friends with some really good news for you.
Join us inside Neyland Stadium on October the 18th for the Finish on the Field 5K, presented by the Garza Law Firm.
What a great way to start the 3rd Saturday in October.
It's the Finish on the Field 5K, presented by the Garza Law Firm. Visit finishonthefieldvk.com for more details.
This is a race where everybody wins.
I was the star around here until Glass Doctor installed this perfect shower enclosure. Now they look at me like, well, there you go.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your pains. Oh, yeah.
It's the Ask Coach Heupel Show.
Hello, and welcome to Ask Coach Heupel. Brent writes, Coach, know any good dad jokes? Yeah. This has been Ask Coach Heupel.
By the way, I don't know if it's just me or not, but I love the new Heupel spots. I think they're hilarious. Yeah. The coaches show. Okay, Swain, let's head over to you. Food City player perspective. Go for it.
You are the veteran of the group now. Yeah. In your 3 to 4 years, what have you learned so far working with Rodney Garner, learning from other guys that you feel like will help you and help your group this year?
Just stay in the course, because everything not going to be perfect. That's practice or a game. Shit, things going to go bad, so you just got to learn how to just keep pushing through everything, all your problems.
Defensive line was deep last year. It was good last year. No problems hurrying the quarterback. but getting the quarterback down, that was something I know you guys want to really work on this offseason. What have you guys did this offseason to be able to do that this season?
I think as a group, we try to work out to learn how to finish our rush on the top of rushes, learn how to turn the corner, turn the edge, and actually get the quarterback down. Because I think we had a lot of, we left a lot of sacks on the table last year, so we don't want to do that again this year.
What does it do for you when you see guys like James Pierce, when you see Omar Norman-Lott get drafted first round, second round? What does that do for you as kind of the next guy in that position?
It just gives you something to look back on, to push yourself. Okay, yeah, I know I can do this. They did it. It's something that I can do too. So I just try to look at the little things they were doing and just try to take them and do the same thing so I can be in the position they are this year.
Rodney Garner, very demanding.
Yeah.
What advice do you give young players coming in on how to deal with Coach Gardner, how to handle the pressure that he puts on you day in, day out?
Just not to listen to what he's saying. Just try to listen to it, but don't take it personal. Just get the message and use it as best as you can, because most of the time he's not trying to be mean. That's just him. So you just gotta get through that, get through the part of him yelling at you, and just listen to the message.
When you watch the film against Syracuse of you, the defensive line, what is going to constitute you guys getting an A+ grade?
Being aggressive and getting knocked back, because they're going to try to do a whole lot of eye candy to get us out of our places, get knocked back, play your position, play your role, and then the game will come to you.
When you guys are away from Neyland Stadium, if you guys are at Neyland Stadium, the offense is on, so it's really, really loud.
Yeah.
Atlanta is going to be Tennessee for the most part. How do you guys plan on handling the noise, knowing that's going to be a pro-Tennessee crowd on defense?
You just try to rely on each other. Just listen to each other, listen to all the communication in the game. Once you're really playing, the crowd can't really affect you. You hear them, but it's not that bad. You mostly hear who's out there on the field with you. So once the game get rolling, I think everybody is settling.
How would you compare this year's defensive line group to last year's defensive line group?
I don't think it's going to be a fall off this year. I actually think we have a chance to be better than what we was last year if we learn how to finish our rushes and get the quarterback down when we can.
How good do you feel about the guys behind you, linebacker, secondary?
I think they're going to take a step too, especially linebacker position, since they always really been so young. And then we lost Keenan last year, so more young people had to step up. So with them having more playing time, getting to learn the system more, I think they're going to be way better than last year.
Do you feel like there's more weight on the defensive shoulders with a brand new quarterback coming in who got here in May? So probably have to pick up the weight a little bit. Do you guys feel that a little bit?
Coach G says it all the time. It's going the first couple of games we're going to have to let them find ourselves as an offense, because it's a whole new quarterback, it's a whole new O-line coming together. So they got to learn how to start playing together. So for the first couple of games, we're going to have to carry the team. We're going to have to buckle down.
Normally in fall practice, you can't get close to the quarterback. You can't hit him. You can't even breathe on him, right? Are you ready to make that adjustment when it's time to really go up against another quarterback and you can hit him?
Yeah.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah, for the last couple of weeks, I've been ready, trying to get ready for it, because in practice you can't get nowhere near them. So the game is the only time you can touch a quarterback. So of course I'm ready. I'm itching for that.
Well, Saturday against Syracuse, Dominic Bailey and company can't wait to touch on Syracuse quarterback.
Yeah, can't wait to see it. We are going to talk about that next in Garza's Keys to Victory when we come back on the other side.
Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair is proud to be celebrating 70 years of serving East Tennessee. That's 70 years of old school customer service, trustworthy auto repair, and of course, great deals on tires. Each one of our 5 convenient East Tennessee locations feature family-friendly waiting areas, and you can schedule appointments and search for tires right on our website at matlocktireservice.com. Modern convenience, hometown values. For 70 years and counting, Matlock Tire Service and Auto Repair.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joel Ash, a Knoxville native and the owner of Ash Chiropractic and Wellness. We would like to help you on every step along your health journey, whether that's chiropractic care, soft tissue work, or diet and exercise help. I'm located in the Renaissance Plaza. You can give me a call at 865-671-1000.
Hi, I'm Matt Marshall with Exterior Home Solutions.
Hi, I'm Dustin Woodson, also with Exterior Home Solutions.
We are now easier than ever to find, right off of I-75 and Merchants Road.
It's a new location, but the same trusted expertise in roofing and siding that you've come to trust over the past 25 years.
Local quality craftsmanship, licensed and insured.
For the best and most trusted name in roofing and siding, scan the QR code on your screen.
Exterior Home Solutions, when it has to be the best.
Community banking is about location and much more. It's about family. We reside in your community. We are a part of your community. At Commercial Bank, our commitment extends beyond the walls of our branches. It's displayed each day in the opportunities we provide, the money we give back, and the time we commit, all to help improve the lives of the people, families, and businesses that make our communities great. Commercial Bank, life made better.
Now make sure you keep in mind that on Saturday, October the 18th, they've got Finish on the Field 5K, which is brought to you by Garza Law. Your chance to run a 5K and run onto the field at Neyland Stadium. Going to be good stuff on Saturday, October the 18th. Be a busy day, but that will be in the morning, brought to you by Garza Law. All right, time now for the Garza Keys to Victory on the Food City Locker Room. Time for us to talk about what's the key to victory. Tennessee and Syracuse, a noon kickoff on Saturday. I believe we are starting normally with Chris, so we'll see. We're starting with Jason, right on cue, midseason form. Jason, go for it.
Well, I think it's important to dominate the trenches. We got Dominic Bailey, so dominate the trenches. I think SEC defensive line, offensive line will show up. Red zone efficiency, getting to the red zone, scoring, and then running the ball for 200-plus yards, very, very important. Controlling the line of scrimmage on offense.
You know, I think, obviously, our guys, they're very tough. I mean, we have a lot of stuff that's going on. We have to establish the run early. Establish the run, get going. Let's let our guys get going. Joey Aguilar, what's going on with him? Is he going to be efficient? How is he going to run our offense? What's Heupel going to do? And receiver-wise, Austin mentioned it earlier, who's going to step up? This is a big part of our offense.
Yeah.
So who's it going to be for us to step up in this game?
But you follow that up, you see their keys to victory, and then you come through. What do you see in what they've said, and what do you add to it?
Got to get off to a quick start.
Okay.
See if the tempo returns for Tennessee's offense. I like the offseason additions on the coaching staff with the quality control coaches that have either been head coaches or coordinators at a big-time level. I think that helps this team. But I think you got to get off to a hot start. Yes, you lost a ton of production with Dylan Sampson and James Pierce and different players, but you're the more talented football team. Syracuse lost even more production than Tennessee did based off of their success a year ago. Get off to a quick start.
You know what's so funny is a year ago, you never really know who you're playing against. Last year, NC State. You know, Tennessee.
That was trash.
So
trash.
Tennessee.
I think you wore your orange vest.
I was getting there. Tennessee drills NC State. I show up the next night wearing my orange jacket, and Swain goes, no. It's Alabama, Georgia, or Florida. That's it.
That's it.
The best part of the last 2 years with me not on was when the occasional time I would tune in and he would make a stupid comment and you guys would roll your eyes and I'm like, I'm there in spirit. I am there in spirit.
It wasn't occasional. He watched every show wishing he was back on the show.
He really did. That's what Hub said. By the way, you can watch this show on all the great stations of VolQuest.com. You got the big interview coming up with Heupel on Monday.
Yeah, you can watch this on there, Heupel's interview, and Beyond the Orange all at the same time. A lot of video on Mondays on VolQuest.
There you go. Okay, so you said wide receiver number one. Who are we thinking?
Mike Matthews. We're not thinking. We know.
No, he has to be.
When you put it on your graphic. Okay, who's wide receiver number two?
Well, see, what had happened was we don't know.
Well, the game.
Who's been healthy?
Time will tell.
Yeah.
If Braylon Staley's hamstrings stay healthy, it will be him. And I think he'll push Mike Matthews for number one because the slot's so important.
Where's Chris Brazzell?
Still coming back, getting healthier, and then a bunch of young kids who have got talent, but again, shove them in the pool, see if they can swim.
45 seconds left. Where's our biggest concern?
Receivers.
They will tell the tale.
Well, I mean, that's just what it is. That's what it is. I mean, you Dante Thornton put a lot of production last year out of him. I mean, the guy played well, and we lost him. And what happens?
I'll say this. Go ahead.
Most experienced receiver is Chris Brazzell, and I mean, he didn't necessarily light the world on fire last year. So, man, everyone's young and unproven. So
I'm anxious to see what Deshaun Bishop does at running back. My wife and I were in church on Sunday at Severe Heights, and Deshaun comes walking in, and man, he's chiseled.
Dragon Ball Z character. It looks like.
She said, shouldn't he be taller than that? It's not going to change. Okay, Tennessee and Syracuse Saturday. It is a noon game. We'll see you next week right here in the Food City Locker Room, brought to you by Garza Law. I was like, you don't have to be tall.